How's everyone doing this morning? It's Thursday. It's Tuesday morning. I have my coffee. We've got, actually it's 5:45. So if you're up and you're joining me this morning for yoga, let me know. If not, you can watch this later. So the beautiful thing is you can do these classes live, or they're on the Balance Webster YouTube channel, so you can take them whatever it fits with your schedule. So how's everyone? Yeah? Hanging in there? Good. All right, so I have my coffee. Life is good. So we are going to start. So if you're joining for class, just give a little shout out, say hello, let me know you're there. Sometimes it's really strange teaching into the Facebook world. I miss people in the studio so terribly. So let's start lying down. Good morning, Jenny Fox. How are you? So we're gonna lie down, legs out long, arms by your side. And really feel the support of the ground, of the earth underneath you. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Soften the space between your eyes. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. Good morning, Katie. You did not ignore your alarm. You do that again. Take a full belly breath in and a long breath out. And as you settle in and come into this moment, begin to notice, right? Notice the body, the breath. Notice the sensations. Maybe the thoughts. And do that without judgment. Just notice. Keeping it simple. Keeping it simple is the theme for today. I think for me, I had a really, full disclosure, had a really rough day yesterday, and I think that I was making things way more complicated than they needed to be. You know, keep it simple. And the way to keep it simple, the simplest way to keep it simple, something like that, right? Coffee hasn't kicked in yet, is the breath, right? So pay attention to the inhale and the exhale. And just settle in here. All right, and when your mind starts to wander, just bring it back. The mind is designed to always think and plan and analyze and complicate things. So if you start to do that, just say keep it simple. The body doesn't complicate things, doesn't overthink. The mind does, right? And start to bring some movement in. You reach the arms up overhead, full body stretch. Like simple, thoughtful, intentional movements, right? Maybe you hug the knees into the chest. Actually do that. Hug your knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Massage the low back. And then start rocking front to back. And you're going to make your way to standing at the top of your mat. Right, and once you get to your top of your mat, you're going to take your feet wide to the edges. You're going to put a bend in your knee, and you're going to come into a forward fold. And you're going to just breathe. Let the head and neck release. Grab opposite elbows. Come into ragdoll. Maybe you sway side to side. You move your weight, shift your weight into the right knee, and then shift your weight into the left knee. Maybe you make circles with the upper body. Right, noticing what body you have this morning. And more importantly, noticing if your mind tries to make this more complicated than it really is. Right, the $1,000,000 question. Why does our mind make things more complicated? Right, and then your next inhale, just come into some stillness, right? And really notice the breath. Hug the belly away from the thighs, even in that forward fold. And notice here what comes up. Like, do you have this urge to move? And can you just sit with it? And bring your fingertips to the ground. You're going to take a breath in. You're going to halfway lift. Spine is long. Crown of the head's reaching towards the front of the room. Broaden across the shoulder blades. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you're going to ground down. You're going to rise to standing. Arms are going to reach up overhead. You're going to look up. Take a breath in. The right hand's going to come down to the side. And you're going to stretch over to the left. Beautiful. Take a breath in. That right hand's going to come up. And on the exhale, the left hand's going to come down by your side. Side body stretch. Take a breath in, you come back to center. You're going to interlace the hands and then you're going to flip them, right? So that the palms are facing up. You're going to take a breath in, lean over to the right. And as you're leaning, stretch, push through the hands. You got it. Take a breath in, you come back to center. And then lean over to the left on the exhale. Beautiful. You take a breath in, you come back to center, unclasp the hands, look up, and on the exhale, you're going to fold forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. And do that 2 more times. Take a breath in, you lift, So really, maybe you reach the hands back this time. Feel the heart open up. Exhale, you fold. Last time, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold. You're going to plant your hands and you're going to step back to plank. Good morning. And here, you're in plank and you may think, oh God, this is a little early, right? Keep it simple. Take a breath in. You're going to drop the knees and you're actually going to come into tabletop. Don't worry, we'll come back to plank. Don't you worry, friends. Right, so in tabletop, your wrists are stacked or directly underneath your shoulders. Your hips are over your knees. The tops of your feet are flat on the mat. You're going to take a breath in. You're going to lift the heart, drop the belly. Exhale, you're going to round the spine, come into cat. Inhale, heart lifts, belly drops. Exhale, spine rounds, push down through the hands. You got it. Inhale, heart lifts, belly drops. Exhale, you round. One more, just like that. Inhale, heart lifts, expand, tilt the hips up. Exhale, push down through the hands, round the spine. And you're going to come into a neutral spine. So really spread the fingers wide on your mat. Like you can see all the, you can see the color of your mat in between your fingers. Yeah. Crown of the head's reaching towards the front of the room. Spine is long, belly button's pulling into the spine. Take a breath in. Right leg lifts in the air. Flex through the back foot. Yep, you breathing? Take a breath in. Listen up, you're gonna bring the right leg out to the side. Yep, so it's swinging out to the right. Toes are gonna touch down. You're gonna lean into the left hand, right hand's gonna lift up. Open up. Beautiful, take a breath in. The right hand's gonna come down. You're gonna swing the right leg back around. Right knee comes down to the mat. Right. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Get your stability. Breathe in. And then that left leg's gonna swing out to the side. Foot's gonna touch down. And then the left hand's gonna reach up. Open up. Roll the top shoulder onto your back. Take a breath in. That left hand's gonna come down. You're gonna swing the left leg around and the knee comes down to the mat. We're gonna do that one more time on each side. So now that you kind of know where we're going, take a breath in. Right leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you open it up. Right hand comes up. Open up. Take a breath in. Right hand comes down. Right leg swings back around. Knee comes down. Restabilize your core. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you swing it out to the side. Push down into that right hand. The left hand lifts up. Beautiful. Keep it simple. Exhale. The left hand comes down. You swing the left leg around. Left knee comes down to the mat. Beautiful. Take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to tuck your toes, lift the hips, and come into downward facing dog. Right, so maybe here in down dog, you pedal out your feet. Maybe you find some stillness, right? Keeping it simple. The hands, the weights in the hands, pushing down, shifting the weight into the back side of the body. You got it. Take a breath in and a breath out. Your next inhale, you come up to your toes, and then on the exhale, you're going to drop your heels over to the right. And take a breath in, you come back to center, and on the exhale, the heels drop over to the left. Inhale, you come back to center. You're going to hover the knees or the shins parallel to the mat, so bend the knees deeply. Yep, you're going to hold that for a breath in and a breath out. You're going to next exhale, you're going to straighten the legs, sink the hips or the heels down towards the mat. I like to do that when I need to create a little more space in my low back. So if you bend your knees deeply and then straighten it, like it creates that space. And here just notice your breath. Simple inhale, simple exhale. Notice the pause in between them. Take a breath in, glide forward, high plank. See, I told you we'd come back to plank. I mean, you couldn't get through a class without plank. Everyone knows it's my favorite. Right, so here the shoulders are stacked over the wrists, right? You're high on the balls of the feet. The thigh bones are lifting up towards the ceiling. Hug the belly button in. Take a breath in, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, you glide forward to high plank. You pause, you breathe, you check in. Is your mind trying to make this pose more complicated? Beautiful. Take a breath in, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, you glide forward to high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time you're going to walk your hands back towards your feet. Take your feet wide. Come into ragdoll. Right, simple forward fold. Simple inhale, exhale, noticing. Dropping into the body. Dropping out of the mind. Fingertips come down to the mat. Left hand's going to be directly under your left shoulder. You're going to bend deeply into the left knee. Right hand lifts up to the sky. Twist open. Open the heart up to the right. All right, I think the more that we open up our heart, the more we get out of our head. Take a breath in. Exhale, that right hand comes down, bend deeply into the right knee, and then open up. Left hand lifts up to the sky, open up across the heart. Take a breath in. Exhale, that left hand comes down. You're going to toe heel your feet back to hip distance. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. You're going to interlace the hands. Palms reach up toward the ceiling. Take a breath in. Exhale, you lean over to the right. Beautiful. Inhale, you come back to center. And then the exhale, you lean over to the left. You take a breath in. You come back to center. Unclasp the hands, look up, exhale, you fold forward. Halfway lift on an inhale, broaden across the chest, arms reach out behind you. Exhale, you fold. You're going to walk your hands back out to plank and pause. And take a breath in. Exhale, you're going to lower down. Right. So heart's going to lift to cobra on an inhale. Exhale, you lower down. I'm going to do that 2 more times. Heart lifts to cobra. Right, so use your core. Hands are light, broaden across the chest. Roll your shoulders onto your back. Exhale, you fold forward. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, you lower. You're going to press into your hands and push back to downward facing dog. And downward facing dog, you pause here. And you take a breath in, you look forward, and you walk your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Ground down. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on your breath in. Exhale, you empty out and fold. You plant your hands, you step back to plank, and you pause. You take a breath in. Exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra. Then on the exhale, you make your way back to downward facing dog. From here, you pause and you notice. You check in. You take a breath in and you walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you empty out. Ground down and rise to standing on your breath in. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. You plant your hands. You step back to plank and you pause. You take a full breath in. Exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to move through that one more time. Take a breath in and a breath out. Your next inhale, you look forward. You walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you fold. Breathe into a halfway lift. Exhale, you fold. You plant your hands. You step back to plank and you pause. You take a breath in and then exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra on your breath in and then exhale, you lower and make your way back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you check in with your mind, with your body, reminding yourself to keep it simple. On your next inhale, you're going to lift your right leg to the sky. Exhale, the right knee is going to come to the outside of the right elbow. Inhale, you're going to stretch it back. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, you stretch it back. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. You're going to pause there. You're going to bring your knee in between your hand, in between the center of your body. Whoa, words, Lucinda. And then you're going to step the right foot in between your hands. You're in a low lunge. So here in this low lunge, the right knee stacked over the right ankle. Right, the hands are framing the right foot. The spine is long. The crown of the head's reaching towards the front of the room. Right, you're high on the ball of the left foot. Left thigh bones reaching up. Belly button's hugging into the center. You're going to take a breath in. And then that right foot is going to step back to plank. And you're going to push back to downward facing dog. Guess what? We got another side. So you're going to take a breath in, and the left leg's going to lift to the sky. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Good. Inhale, you stretch it back. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, you kick it back. exhale, left knee, left elbow, you pause. Bring the knee to the center, and then step the foot in between the hands, low lunge. Got it? Got it, good. I got my words, we're good. So here in the low lunge, right, you wanna make sure that that knee is not moving over the ankle. Watch the right heel, that it's not kicking out towards the right side of the mat, like hug it into the center. And breathe. Keep it simple. Don't worry about where we're going next. I don't know where we're going next. It's an adventure, right? Be here in this moment. Take a breath in. Left foot steps back to meet the right. You're in high plank. You take a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Here we go. Right leg lifts to the sky on a breath in. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, you're going to swing it to the center. And then on the exhale, you're going to step it in between the hands. Low lunge. All right, so you're here in a low lunge. I want you to, hovering over that right thigh, I want you to reach your hands back towards the back of the room, like you're in a halfway lift. So you want that feeling broaden across the shoulders, open up the chest, crown of the head's reaching towards the front of the room. You got it. Keep bending into that right knee. Take a breath in. You're going to rise to high crescent lunge. Right, so in high crescent lunge, your hands can be framing your ears, or they can come to heart center. Right, but move from this space of knowing. Don't overthink it, right? Like, what does your body want? Beautiful. Take a breath in. Arms reach up overhead. Cartwheel your hands to the mat. Step back to plank and pause. Take a breath in. Exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale. And then you make your way back to downward facing dog. Left leg lifts to the sky on an inhale. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. You pause here, really hug the belly button in. You've got it. Swing it into the center, and on the exhale, you step it in between your hands, low lunge. So really make sure that your feet are in two separate lanes. Your feet are strong. Arms are going to reach out behind you. You're going to hover over that left thigh. Keep opening up. Crown of the head's reaching towards the front of the room. Take a breath in. You're going to rise to high crescent lunge. Take a breath in. On the exhale, the hands come down to frame the left foot. You step back to plank and pause. You're going to take a breath in, and then you're going to move through vinyasa, right? So vinyasa is just how we get from point A to point B. So you can either lower down, heart lifts to cobra, and then you make your way back to downward facing dog, or you want to keep it really simple, like that's too much, you go right back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Right leg lifts to the sky on an inhale. Exhale, right knee, right knee, right elbow. You pause, swing it over to the center on the inhale. Exhale, right foot in between the hands, low lunge. Take a breath in. Arms reach out behind you, hover over the right thigh. You pause for a breath in, a breath out. Inhale, you rise to high crescent lunge. I'm stealing this one from Steph Campanelli. So your arms are reaching over, up in high crescent lunge. You're going to come forward, down, and back. So you come back to that hovering. Take a breath in. You come back up. Upper body lifts, high crescent lunge. One more time, forward, down, and back. You're hovering over the right thigh. You got it. Hands come down to frame the right foot. Left hand stays down. Right hand comes up. Twist open. Oh, that's got to feel good. Right. Take a breath in. Right hand comes down to the mat. You step back to plank and you pause. You take a breath in. Exhale, you lower down and you move through vinyasa. From downward facing dog, you take a full breath in and a long breath out. Left leg lifts to the sky on your breath in. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. You pause, and on the inhale, you bring it in between the hands, and then you step your foot, low lunge. Take a breath in. Arms reach out behind you. You hover over the left thigh. Keep stretching the hands towards the back of the room. Open up the chest. Get out of your head. Your legs are fine. Take a breath in. You come up to high crescent lunge. On an inhale, the arms reach forward, forward, down, and back. Inhale, you rise to high crescent lunge. Forward, down, and back with the arms. I can't remember how many we did on the other side. All right, take a breath in. Inhale, you come up to high crescent lunge, you pause. And then the hands are going to come down to the mat to frame the left foot. You're in a low lunge. Right hand's going to stay down. Left hand's going to come up. You're going to twist open. Open up across the heart. Take a breath in. Left hand comes down. You step back to plank and you pause. You take a breath in. Exhale, you lower down and you move through vinyasa. Rinse it off. Right, keeping it simple. You notice if you have thoughts about it, if you have resistance, like what's coming up. Can you stay here in this moment? You breathe. You breathe in and you breathe out. It's that simple. And take a breath in. Right leg's gonna lift to the sky on an inhale. Right knee, right elbow on the exhale. Swing the knee into the center line. Exhale, right foot in between the hands. You're in a low lunge. Arms reach out behind you. Take a breath in. You rise to high crescent lunge. You pause here. You know it's coming, right? So stay in the body, stay in the legs. Arms go forward, down, and back. Inhale, you come up to high crescent lunge. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, you open it up, warrior two. So in warrior two, the right knee stacked over the right ankle. You're facing the left side of the mat. Your right heel's lined up with the arch of your left foot. The outside edge of your left foot is sealed against the mat. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. All right, first time here in this pose this morning, so notice, right? Like notice kind of what comes up. Like I get the urge to move in this pause, in this pose, right? Sometimes it's when we pause that the mind starts to complicate things. So this is not complicated. It's a big, powerful pose. You breathe. Flip the front palm, stretch back, reverse your warrior. Feel the stretch on the right side body. Exhale, you're going to cartwheel your hands down to the mat. You're going to frame that right foot, low lunge twist. Left hand stays down, right hand comes up. Open up across the chest. Beautiful. Take a breath in. That right hand comes down. You step back to plank and you pause. You take a breath in. Exhale, you lower down and you move through vinyasa. Right, this being in the present moment allows us to bring awareness to when the mind takes over, when the mind complicates things. It's in the stillness and the pause that we're able to get to know the mind. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, you bring the left knee to the center and step the left foot in between the hands. I was about to go on a whole nother tangent of movements. All right, so here you are in a low lunge. All right, take a breath in. Those arms reach out behind you. You hover over the thigh. You got it. Inhale, you rise to high crescent lunge. Arms go forward, down, and back. Your next breath in, you come up to high crescent lunge, and then you open it up, warrior two. So the left knees stacked over the left ankle. Left knees bending towards the front of the room. Relax the shoulders away from your ears. Like, so watch that left knee. It likes to kind of fold in. Right? Can you keep it moving out towards the left pinky toe? Right, and settle in here. You settle in, you notice. You don't overthink it. You tap into the body. You come into the moment, this moment. This moment is your life, right here in warrior two. I'm going to flip the front palm, reach back, reverse the warrior. Exhale, you're going to cartwheel your hands to the mat, right? So you're in a low lunge. Right hand stays down, left hand comes up, low lunge twist. So as you twist, keep reaching the head towards the front of the room. On the exhale, can you open up across the chest a little bit more? Good. Take a breath in. Left hand comes down. You step back to high plank and you pause. Next exhale, you lower down and you move through vinyasa. And you make your way back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in, right leg lifts to the sky on an inhale. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. So this time you're going to swing the right knee over to the left and you're going to kick the right leg out so that it comes down to the mat. The right hand's going to stay down and the left hand's going to come up, fallen star. You got it. Take a breath in. That left hand's going to come down to the mat. You're going to push the right leg over and back so you're in a three-legged down dog. You're going to take a breath in, right knee to right elbow. Bring it into the center, place the foot in between the hands, low lunge. Hover the body over the right thigh, hands reach towards the back of the mat. Take a breath in, you come up to high crescent lunge. Exhale, forward, down, and back with the hands. Broaden across the chest. Inhale, you come up to high crescent lunge. Exhale, you open it up, warrior two. And keep bending into that right knee towards the front of the room. Flip the front palm, reach it back, peaceful warrior. And you're going to come into side angle pose. So in side angle pose, the right forearm is on the right thigh. The right hand can come down to the mat. But if your right forearm's on the right thigh, make sure that you're not dumping all of your body weight in there. You keep bending into the right knee. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You come back to warrior two. Flip the front palm, stretch it back, reverse the warrior. Exhale, you're going to cartwheel your hands to the mat, frame the right foot, you're in a low lunge. Left hand stays down, low lunge twist, right hand lifts up to the sky. Take a breath in and a breath out. You notice, you pause, you keep it simple. Take a breath in, right hand comes down, you step back to plank and you pause. You take a breath in, exhale, you lower down. You move through vinyasa and make your way back to downward facing dog. Or guess what? We have another side. Right? Another side, another opportunity to engage, to practice not overcomplicating things, being in the moment, in the body. Right? Each pose, each day, each moment, an opportunity. Left leg lifts to the sky on an inhale. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. You're going to bring it to the center of the body, and then you're going to bring it over to the right. Left foot's going to come out and touch down on the ground, so you're on the side of the left foot. Right hand's going to lift up, fallen star. You breathe, you open up across the chest. I forget how much I love this pose. Beautiful. Take a breath in. The left knee is going to come back to center. You're going to stretch it back. You're in a three-legged down dog. Take a breath in. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Swing the left knee into the center and place the foot in between the hands, low lunge. All right, so you know where we're going, right? So the arms are going to reach back behind you, broaden across the chest. Take a breath in, rise to high crescent lunge. Exhale, arms go forward, down, and back. Keep hugging the belly button into the spine. Inhale, you lift to high crescent lunge. Exhale, you open it up, warrior two. And you settle in here. You pause. You notice. Get out of the head, into the body. Flip the front palm, stretch back, reverse the warrior. Exhale, you come into side angle. All right, so left forearm, left thigh. Keep pressing down into the outside edge of that right foot. Are you breathing? Come back to warrior two. Flip the front palm, stretch back, peaceful warrior. Exhale, you're going to cartwheel your hands down, frame the left foot, you're in a low lunge. Right hand stays down, left hand lifts to the sky, low lunge twist. Take a breath in, left hand comes down, you step back to plank and you pause. You take a breath in, exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale. And the exhale, you make your way back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, your knees drop to the mat. Sit your hips back towards your heels. Come into child's pose. Child's pose is this opportunity to drop out of the mind and into the body. It's a physical pause. It's a way to get grounded. It's a pose to tell yourself, to remind yourself to keep it simple. You're going to walk your fingertips forward, and then you're going to walk your hands over towards the right. So they're going to come off of the mat. I think this is one of my new favorite manifestations of child's pose. So you're going to really press down into the hands, and you're going to shift the left hip towards the left heel, and you're going to feel that stretch somewhere on the left side body, right? And where I feel it depends on where I'm carrying my tension for that day. Oftentimes it's in my shoulders. All right, but just notice it. Don't go into this conversation with yourself about where you feel it and why you feel it and how you got there and how you need to change where you feel. Like just notice it. It's that simple. Like the mind likes to take us on these adventures. I call it the rabbit hole, right? Take a breath in. Walk your hands back to center. On the exhale, you're going to walk your hands over to the left. Shift the right hip back towards the right heel. Right, different side, different sensation. You just notice it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. It's simple. It's a sensation. And you breathe. Take a breath in and a breath out. Hands come back to center on an inhale. You're going to press down into the hands so that the forearms lift up off the mat, and you're going to tuck the toes, lift the hips, and come into downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, you're going to take a breath in and a breath out. Your next inhale, you're going to look forward, walk your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. You're going to ground down into the left foot. Right foot's going to come up as you rise to standing. So the right knee is stacked over the right ankle. You're going to take that right ankle and you're going to cross it over the left thigh so that you make the number 4. Then you're going to bend the left knee, sit the hips back, standing pigeon. Right, so what I really like about this pose is you can take it a couple of different places, but you can also really play around with the sensation that you feel, right? Just by subtle movements, right? You can sit the hips further back, you can bend the left knee more deeply, really flex that right foot, right? So that's going to activate the muscles in your leg, that's going to protect your knee. It's also going to play around with the sensation that you feel. And if you want to work on the arm balance, you can bring your hands to the mat. Right, but don't overcomplicate it. Keep this simple. Breath in, breath out, noticing sensation. Like when we start to notice how much the mind can overcomplicate things, it's really eye-opening, right? Like I can complicate like making coffee or what I want to have for lunch. Like it doesn't need to be that complicated. Take a breath in, straighten the left leg. Right foot comes off the thigh, keep it lifted, and you're going to open it up into tree. So right sole of the right foot is on the inside of the left calf. Thigh or toes are to the ground. Arms reach up overhead. They can stay at heart center. They can be by your side. And find something. Inhale, the arms reach up overhead. Exhale, you fold forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. You plant your hands and you move through vinyasa. And we'll meet up in downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Look forward on your next inhale. Walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Ground down into the right foot. Left foot lifts up as you rise to standing. Really press down into that right foot. You're going to take the left ankle and cross it over the right thigh. Bend the right knee, sit the hips back, standing pigeon. Flexing that right foot. Keep the heart lifted. Your hands can be at heart center. You can be down on the mat. I think it's interesting that this time that we're in is forcing us in a lot of ways to keep things relatively simple, right? We're all at home, we're social distancing, right? And so the mind then, or my mind anyway, amps it up. You're going to straighten the right leg on an inhale. Exhale, that left foot's going to come off the right thigh. You're going to keep it lifted and open it up into tree. It's like the mind doesn't know what to do with simplicity, and there is beauty in simplicity, right? It keeps us in the moment. It allows us to fully experience life as it unfolds. Maybe you do something different with your arms and tree. Maybe you close your eyes. Take a breath in. Left foot comes down to the mat. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, right hand comes down by your side. Stretch over to the right. Left hand reaches towards the right side of the room. Take a breath in. You come back to center. Right hand reaches up. Left hand comes down by your side. Stretch over to the left. Take a breath in, you come back to center. Inhale, you look up. Exhale, you bend the knees, you sit the hips, chair. What? Chair pose at the end of the class? Don't worry, we're not staying here long. You're gonna take a breath in. Exhale, you're gonna bend the knees, you're gonna sit the hips a little bit deeper, further back. Take a breath in. Exhale, you lower the hips a little bit more. One more time, take a breath in. Exhale, you lower. You're going all the way down to your mat. Into boat pose. So you're here like this, right? Your feet are lifted. Don't overcomplicate this one. And you're breathing. Arms can reach out in front of you, hands can be by your side. You can reach the back behind your thighs. You're going to take a breath in, and on the exhale, you're going to lower all the way down to the mat. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Your next inhale, you're going to come to center with the knees, and on the exhale, you're going to drop the knees over to the right. Arms go out side to side, shoulder blades stay on the mat. You take a breath in and a breath out. knowing that the end is near, can you stay here, right? Can you stay in this moment? Beautiful. Take a breath in. You come back to center. Exhale, knees drop over to the left. Take a breath in. You come back to center. You're going to wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself a hug. I am not a hugger, like by nature, but man, I'm going to be a hugger when all this is over. Like, I can't wait to see you, this community, my people, my friends, right? What did you gain from COVID-19? Oh, I became a hugger. That's gonna be me. So you're gonna release the hug. And you're gonna come all the way down, lying on your back, feet out long. Right heel, right corner, left heel, left corner. And those of my friends that are on here know that I'm not a hugger. They find that really funny. If you're watching. All right, so take a breath in and a breath out. Right, back where we started. Feel the earth support you. Let's guide you. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears, arms by your side. Unhinge your jaw. All right, this final pose is the ultimate of simplicity, but yet can be so hard. So for the next few minutes, let your body and mind just rest. Shavasana. Start to bring some awareness back into your breath. Maybe you bring some movement into your fingers and your toes. Take one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. The light and truth in me sees and honors that in each of you. Thank you so much for taking this class, whether you're doing it now or you're doing it later. I can't wait to hug you all. Together we say namaste. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Keep it simple.